Men whose wives have a better sense of smell than you. How often do they ask, "Can't you smell this?" My wife has a nose like a bloodhound. I'm not kidding, she can smell people smoking cigarettes in the cars ahead of us while driving. Don't get me wrong. If she smells gas, I'm calling the gas company because she's earned the benefit of the doubt. But she is always asking me, "Smell that?" Or, "OMG, why can't you smell that?" Anyone else get that? Like they get mad that you don't have that same superpower? My wife can walk past a window and tell me what spices the people inside are using to cook a meal with. It's a fucking superpower. She can't see for shit though. Which is lucky for me, as I'm ugly ASF. Yup. My GF always does that. Once we made popcorn and she asked if I can smell the same thing burned popcorn smell, and I said I don't smell anything and popcorn's fine. It really smelled like average popcorn and it wasn't burned, and SGE does it all the time. She's like a wolf or SMTH with her smelling senses. I'm a man with super smelling and I'm always asking if she smells it. The worst part of it is when I smell smoke. I have to check the entire house, inside and out, for fire, only to find out there was a house fire 4 miles away. Where I live there are 5 cannabis dispensaries within 1 mile. I always smell cannabis. I've essentially lost my sense of smell. My wife smells stuff all the time. And I'll just stand there and be like, "Whatcha talking about?" Same. Wife can smell a mouse fart at the neighbor's house. I could be standing on roadkill and not smell a thing. My wife has such an incredibly sensitive nose. She'll swear there is an odor and it will derail whatever else is going on until she figures it out. I once asked my GF to smell out burning wires in the room. It worked. I found the problem. Now there is a smell of a dead animal near my house, but I can't make her to look for it. She's looking for confirmation. A simple nope. But we both know my sense of smell isn't as keen as yours. I believe you could go a long way here. I'm the opposite. I usually smell things that I don't want to. A common example for my wife and I is that I can smell when she's about to start her monthly, and especially when she's already started. I use my sense of smell to recreate my own version of dishes we enjoy. I literally call my wife the bloodhound when she does this. Her sense of smell got even better after having kids. I'm this kinda wife. I'm sure my husband hates it. Especially when the smell is from him. Woman shrugging, light skin tone. My wife is the same. Especially when she was pregnant. Whilst we were walking one day, she could smell the aftershave of a guy in a car that drove past. We had always joked about her supernose, but by Jeebas if that didn't drive it home. Pun, I guess. My wife's heightened sense of smell is usually for things I can't smell or don't find as bad. She may not notice a casual stench from the house dogs, but the trash can makes her gag. She always likes to point out how bad it smells when I take a shit. I've never claimed otherwise. My missus asks what's that smell, knowing she picks up scents long before me, but doesn't tell me what it could be without 20 questions. Also once smelled our housemate making cucumber sandwiches 2 rooms away through closed doors. Other way around in my relationship, she can't smell shit. Literal shit sometimes. Yeah, I never had much of a sense of smell or experienced that scent memory thing people go on about. NY wife does shit like smell when I'm getting sick before I figure out it's not just being a little short on sleep. No idea what I'm even missing here. It sounds like magic. Really? Polar opposite for me. Mom, sis, exes, etc. all could never smell shit. Drove me up the wall. Then I went to culinary school and really trained my nose. I'll discern what kind of food smell it is from 50 yards away. With what ingredients, etc. My mom can't smell fruit that went bad like 8 weeks ago in her own car. My ex was like that. Even in her truck, which I cleaned all the time and it was spotless, she would always complain it smelled almost mildewy every time she started it for like 10 seconds. Could never ever smell it. I spent so much time chasing a problem I couldn't smell. Lol. I'm not the target demographic here, but I find this topic very interesting. From my anecdotal experience, us women definitely ask this question more. My sister was like this my entire upbringing. It is literally the most annoying thing on the planet. I smell and hear better than almost anyone I know. I'm the one who does that to her. I imagine it's annoying. Literally non-stop. She always says she can smell the bin. I have a husband and 2 sons. I came downstairs from my bedroom to turn off the gas from the stove because none of them could smell it despite being in the kitchen at the time. I can't tell if women have a better sense of smell or men are just oblivious, but it's probably a combination of the two. I am around 85, smell blind since birth. So for a good many years my wife did this. It did eventually stop, but every once in a while it pops up. I'm pretty good with smell, but it's not about distinctively smelling it, but rather the change of the smell. Over time, you learn to associate certain changes to what smells they produce. Cigarette smoke, a strong perfume, and so on have recognizable scents. Ever since she became pregnant and we had our daughter, it's like her sense of smell got dialed to 11 and she now smells things that aren't even on my radar. OMG. Are you my husband? He can never smell anything and I have some crazy scent detecting superpower. I have the unfortunate ability to smell and taste when it's myself when someone is getting sick. The only way I can describe it is a mucus Y smell and I hate it. Lol. I got kind of a big nose, but it doesn't work too well. My wife smells everything. That's one reason I like strongly flavored food, spicy or well seasoned, but I compare it to other senses. Some people have great vision and can see well without glasses. On the Science of Sex they said women have better senses of smell than men, and said it was due to some evolutionary development because they needed to be able to smell possible predators before being spotted. I'm in the same boat as your wife. And trust me, it's no picnic. I don't know about her, but certain smells make me sick. And when it's almost impossible to get away from them, it truly sucks. Over time, I learned to not say anything unless it's a problem for me. Some perfume kills me. Or if it smells like something is bad, spoiled food, mold and mildew, etc. Even though I have her sense of smell, I truly feel for you. It's got to suck living with folks like us. My wife smells things before they exist. Her sense of smell is clairvoyant. Lol. When I was pregnant I was very poorly. I was in bed one day complaining about my partner cooking and eating sausages in the flat. He came in insisting it wasn't him. Hunted around for a little bit and clocked a delivery driver in his van across the street eating a sausage bun rolling on the floor laughing. Flushed. Bloodhound. Okay, hand light skin tone. My sister. Every time I take a shit. Honey, is that you? Flushed. My BF has sense of smell like a police dog. Mine is fine but not that sensitive. I don't mind him constantly asking if I can smell stuff as long as he's willing to sniff my groceries and tell me if fruits are ripe. Ham isn't good anymore and sauce needs more wine. He sniffs all the stuff I'm not sure about and I let him nag me about all the things I don't smell. And I clean up all the gross and smelly stuff while poking fun at him. I have no sense of smell. So I get, do you smell that? Then a second later, yeah, never mind. Or I'll try and smell things knowing I can't and tell her it smells fine to me.